Hi, I'm Diana DeRosa, and I am talking to Johnathan Brownlee, who lives in Texas and is judging the best full-length feature film. So, Johnathan, I wanted to actually talk a little bit about you first. I mean, you have an endless assortment of things that you've done. You've done films in 20 plus countries. But how do you decide when everything new comes up and everything in the past is what kind of stands out for you? I mean, it must be just an emotion or a feeling, but talk about some of the things that you remember.
Specifically film stuff?
Anything you've done. It could be acting, it could be films, it could be in being
Yeah,
in
I mean,
another country.
to your point, I'm old, right? I'm older than dirt. So I've had an opportunity to do a lot of wonderful different things. I started as an actor and was lucky enough to be on Broadway and off Broadway and at the Metropolitan Opera for a season. And that was one of those moments you're like, I'm on stage with Luciano Pavarotti and these amazing artists. So those are those kind of touchstones that you find throughout your career. And I migrated to Los Angeles and I was on television shows like Larry Sanders and Seinfeld, right? So I got to play Elaine's boyfriend on an episode of Seinfeld. And then, being a dual citizen, a Canadian American, I would go back and forth to Canada a lot, especially Vancouver. And so I was able to have my own television shows and host my own shows in Canada, which was really fun. So I've been able to do just about everything that I've wanted to do and try something at least once. And I really enjoy that. That's one of the things I love about our industry is the opportunity to do many things. And most of what I do now is write and direct either feature films or episodic television. And so every project's a little different. Every team is a little different. Sometimes I'm working on a project that takes place in 1939 Franco's Civil War Spain, and other times I'm working on a horror musical that takes place in Dallas, Texas at a brewery. So just lots of different fun things.
Well, that's perfect. I mean, that's what's the beauty about being an actor or a producer or a director. And wow, nice to hear everything that you've done. But now let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
You are a judge and you have to decide which one is the best full-length feature film. So what criteria do you use to just make that big decision?
Yeah, and I've had a lot of experience both running festivals, judging festivals, and as a filmmaker having films in festivals. And the very first thing that I always look for is does it take me out of where I'm at? Does it pull me into their world right away? Oftentimes there's just so much product out there and so many films that usually when you get to this level, the top 8 films that have been screened, they're all fairly watchable films. And so then it becomes, what's the consistency of the world? What's the consistency of the performance and the production design, and how is the direction? And so all of those things are really, really important to me. But it really is about transporting me into the world that they're creating.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I think that is so much, it's like the emotion. Can you feel any emotion and can you feel what they're going through? So great answer. Now you've been to the TRYON International Film Festival a number of times, right? And we all love it, but I'd like to hear your thoughts about it.
Well, I had a film that actually won the festival a few years ago called 3 Days in August. And when we were doing the festival sort of run for that film before it went into theaters for theatrical release, I sent it around and we played some very well-known festivals with the film. And then I got this amazing call from Kurt Gallwitzer and Bo, and I honestly didn't even know. I hadn't even submitted my film to the TRYON International Film Festival, and so I literally had to Google it and find out where is TRYON. But I already knew that I would probably like it just by talking to those two guys on the phone. I was like, okay, this would be really fun. And then looking up where it was at and the history of the town and Nina Simone and Blue Ridge Mountains, all of that was really, really interesting to me. So I was like, sure, I'd love to bring my film to the festival. And so I got sucked into the great vortex that is TRYON, North Carolina, and obviously I've not only fallen in love with people, but the festival and the town. And so I've tried to come back every year since then. And you know, the guys haven't kicked me out yet. They keep having to come back and judge films. And every time I come back, I meet somebody new, and it's wonderful to watch their festival grow. It really is.
Well, I got to tell you, I totally agree with you. We all love TRYON now, and I'll be back there too this year. So it's so much fun to see everybody again. So Johnathan, Brownlee, I want to thank you for chatting with me. Do you have any last words you'd like to say?
Last pearls of wisdom. I would just say, if you're watching this and you've never been to the TRYON International Festival, Film Festival, I highly recommend it. Come out, stay for the weekend, and enjoy your time there. The people are wonderful. They've curated another wonderful festival this year for everyone. So come on out and hang out at the TRYON International Film Festival.
Absolutely. Join us and come say hi.